Governor Sanwo-Olu to commission road in Agege, Igondo, Ikotun. Federal government seeks stronger regional ties to curb conflicts. And the foreign United States President Donald Trump moves to cut U.S. funding towards foreign humanitarian aids. And in sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles reopens camp in preparation for CAF WAFU B Under-20 Boys Cup. And now the details. I am Mike James. Legacy Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is expected to inaugurate the reconstructed Abaroje Road in Igondo, Ikotun Local Council Development Area and Old Dokmemu Road, renamed after him in Agege Local Government Area, tomorrow. This is to further demonstrate an unwavering commitment to bringing relief to residents and motorists through the provision of infrastructure for economic development across the nooks and crannies of the state. In a statement signed by the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Motosho, the road infrastructure also passes through Abaroje Road in the Igondo-Ikotun LCDA, a strategic route that serves many communities in Igondo, one of the largest settlements in the Alimosho local government area. According to Omotosho, the project are additions to the 36 roads and 5 bridges already delivered to Lagosians this year. He said the Sanwo-Olu administration will continue to create sustainable communities, improve connectivity, and provide effective bypasses to ease traffic gridlocks, just as it gives priority to the completion of new and ongoing projects despite the tough economic terrain. Lagos State Government has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to providing accessible, high-quality education and vocational training to all its residents. This commitment underscores a continued effort to prioritize mass literacy and foster an inclusive society, as the Lagos State Ministry of Tertiary Education, through the State Agency for Mass Education, convened a vital stakeholders forum on continuing education in Lagos State. The event, themed Raising the Bar, Quality Assurance in Continuing Education Centers, gathered esteemed dignitaries, dedicated educators, and key stakeholders to deliberate on enhancing the quality of education across the state. Director of the Agency for Mass Education, Oluwakemi Kalesonwo, noted that the operation of several literacy centers and 8 vocational training centers statewide are instrumental in providing essential skills, training, and educational opportunities to all residents. In his speech, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Waheed Kasali, emphasized the critical role of literacy for navigating the dynamic environment of Lagos. He underscored the state's robust agenda for education and technology designed to empower its populace. The 9th edition of the annual Tolaram Science Challenge for secondary school students in the Bejuleki area of Lagos State ended on a high note, with Iwerikun Community Senior High School, Lakowe, emerging as the overall winner. The school secured first position for the second year in a row, solidifying its reputation for academic excellence. The competition, designed to promote intellectual growth, healthy academic rivalry, and scientific curiosity, featured 96 students from 19 schools across the Bejuleki axis. Participants were tested in physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and general knowledge. Following the event, representatives of Iwerikun Community High School paid a courtesy visit to the Tutor General, Permanent Secretary of Education District 3, Idowu Oyetola, to present the trophy. Tolaram Science Challenge remains a key platform for nurturing scientific talent and academic discipline among young minds in Lagos State. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has called for stronger regional collaboration to turn Africa's international borders from flashpoints of conflict into platforms for peace, economic development, and integration. The appeal came during the 2025 African Border Day celebration held in Abuja. In a keynote address, Director General of the National Boundary Commission, Adamu Adaji, underscored the need for African nations to rethink their approach to borders, saying good fences would make good neighbors. Adaji stressed that colonial borders, which were previously seen as more Barriers of separation and zones of confrontation occasioned by dispute and conflict are now increasingly being turned to bridges of cooperation and integration between nations. The Commission champions the facilitation of equitable utilization of transboundary resources, in addition to the effective efforts to demarcate and delimit all boundaries with neighboring countries to prevent conflict and disputes. Dangote Petroleum Refinery has reduced the ex-depot price per litre of petrol from 880 naira to 840 naira. The downward review of the price of the premium commodity was confirmed in an update provided by the spokesman for the refinery, Tony Chiejina. Chiejina said the new ex-depot price took effect on Monday, June 30, about a week after the Lagos-based refinery jacked up the ex-depot price per litre of petrol to 880 naira. He stressed that the 650,000 barrels per day capacity refinery has procured 4,000 brand new compressed natural gas CNG-powered tankers for the takeoff of the initiative on August 15. Meanwhile, the 40 naira reduction followed a drop in oil prices on Monday as the two-week Middle East conflict between Israel and Iran eased. The ceasefire between the two countries saw Brent crude fall 16 cents to close at 67.61 per barrel, from around $80 per barrel after the United States bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. And in some foreign news, United States President Donald Trump says he is setting moves to cut most of the U.S. funding towards foreign humanitarian aid, and this could cause more than 14 million additional deaths by 2030. A third of those at risk of premature deaths are children. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said President Trump's administration had cancelled over 80% of all programs at the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. The report comes as dozens of world leaders are meeting in the Spanish city this week for a United Nations-led aid conference, the biggest one in a decade. United States is the world's largest humanitarian aid provider, operating in more than 60 countries and largely through contractors. And over to sports news. Nigeria's under-20 male team, the Flying Eagles, has converged again on Abuja for the final phase of preparations for the Kafu Wafu B Under-20 Boys Cup, which will be played in Ghana from July 10 to 23. The tournament is organized to foster regional collaboration and showcase emerging football talent across West Africa. The maiden edition in Accra, Ghana, will bring together 13 national under-20 teams from across WAFU zones A and B. It will be recalled that the initial campaign ended abruptly due to the postponement of the tournament, and the head coach of the team, Aliu Zubairu, has confirmed the resumption of the team after a new date was announced by the organizers. The team's camp in Abuja comprises some of the players that have helped the country pick the ticket to the 2025 Under-20 World Cup in Chile, and a few new players. Our news at noon. But just before we go, always carry out proper and adequate checks on your vehicle before setting out. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on my Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a mentorship seminar for over 1,000 youths on the theme Agripreneur Strategy for Wealth Creation? Well, you can get more details. It's on the Legacy Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to provide an accessible, high-quality education and vocational training to all its residents. Federal government has called for stronger regional collaboration to turn Africa's international borders from flashpoints to conflict into platforms for peace, economic development, and integration. We also told you that the United States President Donald Trump said he's setting moves to cut most of the U.S. funding towards foreign humanitarian aid. And in sports, Nigeria's under-20 male team, the Flying Eagles, has converged again on Abuja for the final phase of preparations for the CAF WAFU B Under-20 Boys Cup, which will be played in Ghana from July 10 to 23. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Adiswa Ejoyoka. Thank you for listening, Lagos. My name is Mike James. Beautiful afternoon to you.